Good afternoon, folks. This is Blavik Shade Floral 226 coming at you, otherwise known as Jennifer D. So I send you greetings and I say hi. And I'm preparing another vlog with you. I'm preparing to do another vlog with you today. So please excuse me if I stutter and stumble over my words. I'm only trying to speak and figure out myself as I go along. So I ask that you bear with me. And I know that it's patience. I don't mean to use your patience since you've lent your time. So I thank you for that. So let me just go on with my discussion. What is a social construct? Well, I have two definitions here. A social constructionism is a theory in sociology, social ontology, and communication theory, which purposes that certain ideas about physical reality arise from collaborative consensus instead of pure observation of said reality. So that's first definition. Second definition says a social construct is a concept that exists not in objective reality, but as a result of human interaction. It exists because humans agree that it exists. I much prefer the first definition. Go out, Ginger, go out. Suffice it for me to say that if when humans refuse to acknowledge a city's constructs within a community, like a sectioned apartment complex for example, would they physically ignore it just to leave it to ruin, secretly desiring the building to be shut down and deemed condemned, to be bought down and demolished just because the building is from a controversial year that publicly affected the community? I know that people have gone out of their way to shun a community and discount any building facility that reminds them of a shamefaced, unwanted history. If whether this example would be a good exemplification of why social constructs fade. What about governmental backing and their game plan to restore communities, to gentrificate them? Or whether the people who agree that a construct is unlikable are the wealthier, called urban upscalers, who move in and improve housing to attract new businesses to a community that has been marred in contention historically. Why do I bring this up? I bring it up because of the racial minorities who may be affected by a popular affective group's disregard of a historical estate, because their upstylish preferences, sort of sentences, an aged estate's grim downfall, deeming it to be bought down, likely because the community around its demographic is below average and not ideal to their inclinations. Biden's politician comes to mind. He contrasts starkly from President Obama's objective of rebuilding communities and job occupations, where Obama's objective was economic growth. Biden's objective is to strengthen sovereign state, democratic alliances, in other words, economic recovery. Biden will control what Obama tried to during his office campaign. During Obama's second term, economic growth per person was higher than the growth of several previous presidents, specifically President George H.W. Bush in both his terms. Job growth is faster than population growth. But the Great Recession of 2009 affected the frequentness of jobs readily available for the American public during 2009's recession, going back from the early years of around 2000-2001. The typical weekly wages of U.S. From then, the typical weekly wages of U.S. workers has increased since early 2013. It's so good that somewhere are still old social constructs that haven't faded into abysmal obscurity, but has rather politically improved for overall benefit of the US political economy well into 2022, which has helped me to comprehend that I shouldn't mentally give up, but learn to keep up tabs normally at that. Our social constructs are our old fundaments to our standing as community and living persons to it, and used to help build our district body. We should develop solutions informing living peoples about change coming, and if they should correspond with it, then it is all for the better. But for those who don't know better because of a social cultural barrier, then the manner of informing them should improve with time. Since today's day and age has year 2022 to look forward to, with the way of informing and informing that should improve into the age of at hashtag. I'm still not clear about how I wanted to discuss this subject matter, um, so it's still new to me, and I'm still figuring out what it means to me. And I know that the reason why I discuss it was because I was watching another vlog, and on it, um, there was a discussion, and it didn't have to do with city constructs, anything to do with a district body, or anything to do with political candidacy having to do with a community standing, or stuff like that. But it had to do with a cable TV show. And it was actually discussing its characters, dialogue, and just the subject matter revolving around the show. And so she brought up something about social constructs falling away. Or I think I watched two vids from her, so um, I may be wrong about the show that she was discussing where social constructs was brought up. It may have been the second vid that I was watching, but I I overheard her saying social constructs falling away, and so it just came to mind. Something came to mind to me, and I asked myself, why should they fall away? Could we reuse them? Does it have to do with just the community and building facilities and their standing? Or is it something having to do with moral, um, just for morality's sakes, having to do with the meaning of a community and its well being and persons surrounding a community? I don't know. I guess it could be a broad term meaning both. Um, I know that terms in politics may be like that. Um, it's definitely optionable and open. So yeah, it left me wondering if people can reuse social constructs to mean on a social aspect the morale of a community, on an ongoing community of an ongoing community. I suppose that what it used to represent, or um, what it had represented, um, was what defined it, what made it, what made it last for its time. But I'm definitely not clear about where I wanted to go with this. when discussing it. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now, and I'll get back at you with it. So I'm going to wrap up for now, and I'm going to conclude for the time. And till then, when I do come back, we can discuss again, and hopefully onto another subject after I define and understand where I'm trying to go with what I've just discussed here. So I leave it at this, and we will meet again. So till then, please tune in. And I say like, comment, share, and I leave it at that. So till then, all right, bye.